Alright, the other day, finished the tour before his friend had told me the symmetry was on, which caused the problem before, so I got angry for no reason, my own stupidity. But anyway, I'm looking at other tutorials now, to me a while ago. And I actually have watched a few minutes of Shonzo? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Video, and he doesn't share the reference, so I was actually looking for the reference in this video, and obviously it's not there. So I was kind of like, how are we supposed to follow along without the reference to follow along? But I've thought about it probably for a wee while, and then I realized I'm just being stupid. The whole point of this video here is how to model the head using the front reference. So it's not actually meant to be you following along. It's meant to help you understand how to use a front reference yourself to make a character that you want instead of just copying. So I was like, right, who do I want to do? And then that took quite a lot of time to figure out who I want to do. And then I decided, you can see from the background there, the reference is the main antagonist from one of my favorite web novels is Lord of Mysteries. I don't see anybody with like an Amon reference. Um, it's like the only reference is like when you check the wiki is of a little crow with the monocle instead of actually the main character. So I figured, let's do a bit different, do a male character. I normally don't want to do male characters. I do want to do female characters, because much more pleasing. But nothing of him has ever been done. The season one anime came out two, and honestly, we probably won't see Amon in season two either at this rate. Will probably be season three, and season two is like next year. So if it's a season every year, it'll be another 2 years. So let's make this early. Plenty of time just to see if what I end up making with the references from the wiki pages, the novel references come close to what the anime looks like. Obviously, it's going to be different because mine will be a 3D, not 2D thing. But we'll see. It'll be interesting since I've never really done a male face structure either. That video isn't either, so I'm just kind of curious how the cheekbones will go for this one. But yeah, let's get started. There's a lot of talking here at the start of this that I've already heard
All
before, but
right.
I do like the way he does it.
So I'm gonna be walking through how I model a 3D model head, an anime head, without necessarily using a side reference because in this case, this side reference is not very good. It's just like a rough drawing, right? And
Yeah, I mean,
even if it was not, I usually model my anime heads without really using side references because they tend to be very inconsistent with the front reference. It's better to learn how to model this type of stuff sort of on
my
in
opinion
your own
is
pace. Let's just say like that, right? So first things first.
for
What I do is
3D
I create
model,
a
you should
simple
know what
vertices.
looks better, but even if you
You can
don't
just
know,
duplicate it from
whatever
the
looks
existing
good to
body that
you
you
is
already
really
have,
what should be going on, and whatever looks good
or
if you're doing a commission to the
from
person that
anywhere.
you're
Honestly, you
showing.
can just create it if you want to. Here, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna do just a. I'm gonna create a. I don't know, like a plane. Let's create a plane. Plane works. And then I'm gonna just leave the two vertices right here, right. Oh yeah. Also, this needs to be centered. Make sure the center is actually in the middle, not on the side. Uh, and
Uh
then I'm
huh.
gonna add a mirror modifier, and I'm gonna have subdivide modifier. It's important that subdivide modifier is after mirror modifier, otherwise you're gonna have some errors in the middle.
Yeah, so that's too a bit myself here, nice. So add a mesh, plane, da da, edit mode, da da. Modifier, search, mirror, obviously, okay. And then subdivision surface, okay. And the clipping is on.
All right. So next thing I do is I make sure that the reference that I'm using is dead center. Select. Let's see. It's slightly off, so we can like move it ever so slightly on the side. I'm going off of the nose in this case.
What was that?
All right. So next thing I do is I make sure that the reference that I'm using is dead center. Uh,
Cursor to selected. Is that what it is?
Select. Let's see. It's slightly off, so we can like move it ever so slightly on the side. I'm going off of the nose in this case. And
Yeah, that's kind of says I watched a wee bit of trying to be like the center of the nose. Um,
the little dot I made right here, I always just selected and then cursor to selected.
let's just bring the reference down the whole way down there, I guess.
A little bit to the right. There you go. That's fine now. So, one, what I like to do is I like to do this in a couple steps. So first things first, what I do is I make the main line of sort of vertices that's gonna act as a. Let me delete this or hide this from the back. There you go. Which is gonna act like the main sort of structure to give this face the shape that it has, right? So this line of vertices I'm creating here is gonna act that way. So I'm just gonna like go around the face, nothing crazy here. It doesn't have to be perfect, just sort of go around so it's like properly done like this. And then what I like to do, I go on a side, right? Mine of sort of vertices that's gonna act as a line of sort of vertices.
It is extruded using, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have the kind of gas here. The side here is definitely, yeah, you can see it's definitely way off of quite a bit, to be honest.
that's gonna act as a. Let me delete this or hide this from the back. There you go. Which is gonna act like the main sort of structure to give this face the shape that it has, right? So this line of vertices I'm creating here is gonna act that way. So I'm just gonna like go around the face, nothing crazy here. It doesn't have to be perfect, just sort of go around so it's like properly done like this. And then what I like to do, I go on a side, right? Minus like this. And I start like moving them slightly back one at a time. Just like that. Again, this is not our jaw line. This is not a jaw line. It's just a vertex line that just goes on the side of the face. So it goes like this. Also, for reference, let me put where the nose is supposed to be. Okay, so nose is like here. Okay. Tiny bit more. Sort of want that rounded. Yeah, that's fine enough. Okay, next thing is I select the bottom one and I do like a tiny bit extrusion like this and then this. Because that's gonna be our chin right at the bottom. This chin probably might become like a more in-depth or deeper a little bit later on, but we'll see about that. I'm gonna do it like this for now. Stuff. And then I'm gonna make a sort of like when I do anime models, I aim for like this sort of shape. I'm gonna do like a rough drawing, but it's like something like this, and then this. It doesn't have to be this sharp of an edge.
Like that.
Here, but I'm just going for the general shape, right? Like for this, and then this. So it has to like sort of flow like that. It's so disgusting. But anyways, I'm gonna try doing that. So let me get where my mouth is here. Also, let me create mouth real quick. So I usually do it with 3 vertices. So one, two, and then third one here. Three. When I do anime models, I aim for like this sort of shape. I'm gonna do like a rough drawing, but it's like something like this, and then this. It doesn't have to be this sharp of an edge here, but I'm just going for the general shape, right? Like for this, and then this. So it has to like sort of flow like that. It's so disgusting. But anyways, I'm gonna try doing that. So let me get where my mouth is.
Shift A to get that.
Here. Also, let me create mouth real quick. So I usually do it with
Maybe with easier, I'm probably just gonna do it with the mouth closed for now. So
three vertices. So one, two, and then third one here.
yeah, it's just man face. Chip should be dirty. I might just drinking off the fucking non-reference now. I don't fucking know. Size said 0. Straighten it out. Size said 0. Yeah.
And then do a small bit here. This, and then go back. So that's our mouth. It's good. So with mouth, I'm gonna again put it somewhere like around here.
Oh. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, it's actually. Mm.
so it just sort of creates this line. So this is gonna go towards the mouth, then towards the nose, then create this line, or sorry, this line rather, and then this is gonna go like this and that. That's the idea, at least. So that's the mouth. I'm gonna bend it tiny bit inward, just like that. A lot of the stuff that I do here, by the way, I'm gonna be just using some brush tools or sculpt tools later on anyways. So this is just like some general placing of vertices, so I understand what's happening here. Anyways, I'm gonna take the upper vertices, gonna extrude it just like that. And this has to be like a little bit more. The upper lip has to be like a little bit more forward. So I'll do that, that, and that. That. And then I'm gonna do sort of similar thing for the lower one, but it's not gonna be as much like that. That.
I mean, it's moving not as much.
And this has to be like a little bit more. The upper lip has to be like a little bit more forward. So I'll do that, that, and that. And then I'm gonna do sort of similar thing for the lower one, but it's not gonna be as much like that, that, and that.
So yeah, the top part is not as much. Hmm. Did I get it wrong? I didn't spurt too much. No, did I do too much?
There we go. And we obviously want to connect this so that, like, this little bit smooth it out a little bit. Do this vertice, that vertice, and that vertice.
So
See? Gonna be our bam.
if I go, what did I do wrong?
I just smooth it out a little bit. Do this vertice, that vertice, and that vertice. Gonna be our bam. and bam and bam. So that, like this little bit, I just smooth it out a little bit. Do this vertice, that vertice, and that vertice. Gonna be our bam, bam, and bam. Fill it out. Go. Alright, this part of the mouth is gonna be like a lot more smoother later on, but that's our mouth. Cool. Alright. Next is like, let's actually connect this. Also, this needs to be like more. Alright. One, a little bit deep, and then here.
So you got the full square, I got the full square and almost the same range, a wee bit further. Almost the same range going down here and a wee bit back here. Okay, so we're going forward a bit, I guess. And that angle here. Follow the lines, and the line doesn't actually go up, so that is the angle. But why does it look so freaking bad? One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is when it goes on. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, it's good. Let's go towards the nose. So nose is right here. So we do like this line, that line. That's the nose one. A small line here. Wait, what's okay? So
Just 1, 2, so
so this vertex right here, like so from nose, the one that goes here, I usually specifically create one vertex right in between the eyes. So like in the middle of the eye, like this vertex is gonna go here, and then goes like that. So that's gonna be our the area in between the eyes that is sort of like bent like that. And then after that, it just goes like,
yeah, kind of see. I just thought the picture looked quite good, and now I'm doing this. It's like, holy shit. Top of the nose, I suppose, could be a bit more. Could be a bit there if you wanted. Do I continue Tran anyway? This would be about
Like that.
oh, shit.
So this vertex right here, like so from nose, the one that goes here, I usually specifically create one vertex right in between the eyes. So like in the middle of the eye, like this vertex is gonna go here, and then goes like that. So that's gonna be our the area in between.
Yeah, I'm thinking the proportion of the face, like how much area there is there. Like, fucking hell. No wonder you need proper references. You can just do from any picture.
The eyes that is sort of like bent like that, and then after that it just goes like that. and sort of bends up, and then on the head right there. So we already sort of have like our general shape, which again is not perfect, but we're just getting like a general shape, right? So I'm gonna actually stretch it just tiny bit forward.
Yeah, I needed to do that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's better. So this band actually came more extreme now. Have like our general shape, which again is not perfect, but we're just getting like a general shape, right? So I'm gonna actually stretch it just tiny bit forward. Yeah, that's better. So this band actually came more extreme now. Okay, I'm gonna make another vertice at the bottom like that. And let's do, this is gonna be our jawline basically. So we wanna make a jawline line. Yeah, that's better. So this band actually came more extreme now. Okay, I'm gonna make another vertice at the bottom like that. And let's do, this is gonna be our jawline basically. So we wanna make a jawline line as well. So this line here is gonna later on gonna be used for specifically making a jaw. Yeah, that's better. So this band actually came more extreme now. Okay, I'm gonna make another. Verse at the bottom like that. And let's do. This is gonna be our jawline basically. So we want to make a jawline line as well. So this line here is gonna later on you gonna be used for specifically making a jaw.
Oh, I did something wrong. Did them wrong. So there's the one up there. Okay, then here's the next one down here. Got that. And then this one here. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they have 4. This one is not as close to this part anymore. This part here is not coming here. It's not the straight thing. That was weird. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got his own way up here.
Line. Another line.
I think there's one missing there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. So that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5. So what am I missing?
Just like that. Alright, good stuff. Just like that. Nothing crazy here. Some extrusions. I'm just aligning them with the other vertices.
And then this angle, it's like too screwed up. Well, it's nowhere near as bad as it did look earlier. Still think it looks pretty bad though. Namely this part. I think this part should be probably higher.
Okay, make sure that they're not going outside of the like this line, the face perimeter line. Gonna take them a little bit inside. Just like that. There we go. All right, leave it like that for now. Just needed 2 lines. Got it. I can probably move this line slightly forward, actually, to be honest. Same one with this one, just tiny bit forward, actually, to be honest. Forward, actually, to be honest. Same one with this one, just tiny bit.
Wow.
Okay, that's good stuff. Let's create some eyes. Same one with this one, just tiny bit.
His space is like quite a big bit there. Yeah, because like if this is supposed to be where the eyes are, like that's quite a lot of.
Okay, that's good stuff. Let's create some eyes. Do I see where the white stuff for this is? No. I'm gonna use the other reference real quick, but it doesn't matter really. Literally any vertex, it doesn't matter. It's gonna extrude, make a perimeter. Around the eye. In this case, I do not make perimeter right at the eyebrow, right? Because eyebrow is gonna be, or eyelash, sorry. I don't make the uh, extrusion line right at the eyelash because the eyelash has to cover the upper eyelid basically later on. So I make it like slightly above the eyelash line. You can see it here as well. Like it's crossing here, but it seems like this is going up, right? Most models are drawn like that, so it makes sense. All right, let me make how many vertices we have. And we have a... There we go. So whenever you're making eyes, try to go for specifically a even amount of vertices. It's just better that way.
It's well, it's just better that way. But I think the main reason is because deformation. You're gonna want to blink, so you're not gonna have like one point for the seed. You could probably get it, to line up just perfectly. But if you've got, a vertice to a vertice, then you just line them up perfectly. Like the way I was doing there, like these two, whenever I'm blinking, these two will come down. These two will come down pretty close to each other. These two come down close to each other. These two come down pretty close to each other. These two come down. These two. These. This is one where there's one there actually. Yeah, there. And then these two. So I'll complete the blinking without anything really in between. I had that issue with the last model. I had one for the C, but it wasn't too big of an issue. But it definitely was something that I noticed. It was small, but if enough small little things come up, it'll just mean one extra thing you have to look out for in every single animation. So it's better to, I'd say, probably better just to try and keep it clean as you can. It reminds me a bit of whenever I was doing clothes, because I wanted the deform machine for like clothes to go over the body. I tried to have the vertices of the clothes match the vertices of the body, so that they both roughly, animate the same way. And it's like you would easily transfer the weights from the mesh to the clothes as close as possible. Of the same type of grid mesh topology, whatever you want to call it, just so that the same like weight controls and the same bones will interact in the same way, well, as close as possible the same way. That's my opinion.
Why?
As
I
an
don't know. I
even
just
as
have
a newbie.
OCD, and whenever like I extrude these eyes inwards, I really hate whenever I have uneven amount of vertices here. To be honest. Anyways,
Nice.
eyes. We made the eyes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shape them. So I'm gonna take this corner of the eye, and I'm gonna do proportional editing. Then I'm gonna choose the sharp one specifically, and I'm gonna just like do this. So it sort of has to like look like this. Like
Uh huh. There, I'm now looking at the booa. Focus.
bent. Ow. So I do that. You can like
I've got a funny feeling his eyes are also way too small as well. So I've just noticed the left side is like off again.
Fine tune it a little bit if you want to. Make it more, make it less. All up to you. Another thing is like, and it's very important. Whenever you're making the eyelids, make sure that the lower lid, is like whenever you're looking at it from the top, right? The lower lid needs to be like slightly behind the upper lid, basically. That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna help you out with shape key creation and stuff like that later on. All right. So do that. The upper lid needs to be.
Yeah, doesn't explain it, but again, so that I just finished the video on it. It's because the eyelash, the upper lid will come down, the eyelash will obviously you'll want to be on top of the bottom lid. So it's just to make the eyelashes a bit easier to do. Because obviously, whenever you blink your own eye, touch your own eyelash, your top eyelash is the one that actually covers the bottom eyelash. So you want the bottom eyelash or the bottom eye to be a wee bit behind the front eye, I suppose. Probably just what it helps it with. Um,
In front of the lower lid whenever you're looking at the model from the top. Okay, so that should be fine. I'm gonna extrude one more time and then forward a little bit.
extrude! I was thinking we're kind of stopping because we've got a lot to do. But extrude, size.
These are gonna go like this anyways. Okay. Like that. So, Okay, so I'm gonna create some topology here. Let me move this slightly back as well. So the second extrusion that I make, I'm gonna align this with this vertex here, the one that I made for in between the forehead and then the nose transition. Yeah, that's fine. And I'll just do this. Another vertex here. We can always add vertices when we need to, obviously. That. Yep.
No, what to do?
Forehead and then the nose. Another vertex here. We can always add vertices when we need to, obviously. That. Yep. Let's connect these eyes to this line here as well. Let's connect these lips to the this line as well here. So like that.
No, if that's something wrong. He's got the up here. This one here's a penta. Mine not the penta. I did it wrong. Sometime. What if I did wrong? Or have I? I haven't. I haven't. It's just yeah. This part here was because the way my eye was. It's hard to see it. I'm probably gonna be adding a loop cut in there later on. But, it's just a base now.
Let's connect these lips to the this line as well here.
I'll stop here. I've just realized the lips are also roll around. What if I did everything back to the front? You know what I mean? 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 Mesh normals. Mesh normals. Alt N will be out there. Yeah, save it there. File CFS. 16 min. Alright, I'm gonna cut it here. Bit shorter than the 2 hours I was hoping, but bit of time. Fuck up his house. A bit of time looking for what should Earl do. So just double check to make sure this one I wanted to do. Conundrums. Me being stupid. Wasted a few hours too. But I think I'm not as lost anymore. I kind of have a direction to go. And it's a lot of the stuff I think looks utter trash. That's terrible. It's actually turning out to be not so bad looking. I don't know how, but it is. Like, I don't understand. Like, the eyes are way too small in this. So how the hell is it gonna work? We'll find out. But yeah, we'll hopefully continue to do it. And hopefully nothing goes wrong, and I can finish it. So I'll see you next time. Make a mind forehead. Okay.